The digital platform is the space that we must now be on to tell the stories that complete the cycle of who we are as Africans, who we are as women, who we are as African women, and what we want for this continent. So I think, depending on where you sit, the future is bright or the future is over. There's a problem in media, and it's continental, and we need to be really, really clear about it, because this is what is assailing traditional media presently. Number one, the increased commercialization of the media space is risking media turning away from telling the whole story to telling the paid-for story and the paid-for interview. Whether that payment is in cash, so cash for interviews, or it is in kind by way of opening sort of spaces for advertising and things of that nature, or it is to escape in some cases on the continent, and not necessarily in my country, but we are seeing this in some countries, an increasingly hands-on, almost repressive or very controlling government narrative or corporate sort of takeover. Media is in danger of stopping to tell the whole story or to tell both sides of the story, to the place where cash constraints are forcing it to tell the story only of who would pay the piper. How does that show up? It means that, for example, if you have substandard products that are in the market, but they're being sold by somebody who is paying for advertising on your station, then you cannot speak about the substandard product or service, which then is a disfavor, because media is supposed to be the voice that allows, or the platform that allows voices to be heard. Digital platforms allow us to carry the stories that cannot or will not be carried on traditional media. I think everyone should be on social media, and those stories that amplify women's voices and that expand the narrative, so that African women are just not about malnutrition, I don't know, mothers-in-law and children and kitchens and whatnot, but that they're about so much more. When you have media that is being strong-armed by corporations to tell part of the story, or by regimes to whitewash the story, then the danger is not just of fake news. The danger is that we repress an entire half of a population. How is Africa ever going to progress if we're hamstrung and our hand is tied behind our back? Simply because the stories are being told from one side only, and only the piper in a very narrow pipe is paying for the stories that are told. That is the danger, and that is the challenge in traditional media today. But there's some good news. I think digital platforms provide an alternative if we can get it right.